Welcome back, collectors and treasure hunters. Imagine holding a coin so rare, so valuable, that it could transform your financial future overnight. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1973 D Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that is not just a piece of currency, but a ticket to wealth, status, and the thrill of discovery. Stick with me because by the end of this journey, you might be looking at pennies in a completely different light. The 1973 D Lincoln penny might seem ordinary at first glance. It's small, copper-colored, and sits quietly among the countless coins that have passed through hands over decades. But here's the twist. This coin has a story, a rarity, and a value that many would never imagine. While most pennies are worth a fraction of a cent, this particular mint mark has been known to fetch prices as high as $973,000 in today's market. Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $1 million for something you might have considered spare change. It's enough to make anyone stop and examine their old coin jars, right? Let's step back for a moment. The Lincoln penny has been an American staple since 1909, a tribute to Abraham Lincoln, etched into history as the first U.S. coin to feature a president. But the Wheat Penny series, minted from 1909 to 1958, introduced a subtle elegance to everyday currency with its wheat stalk reverse. The 1973 D, however, stands out for reasons that go beyond design. It's a story of rarity, minting anomalies, and sheer luck. This penny isn't just metal. It's a portal to a rare chapter of numismatic history. Now, you might be wondering, what makes this 1973 D so special? Why is it worth hundreds of thousands, even up to $973,000? The secret lies in a combination of factors that align almost like a cosmic lottery. First, the minting error. Coins that reach this level of value are often those with a unique characteristic: a misplaced mint mark, a doubled die, or an unintentional flaw that sets it apart. In the case of the 1973 D, collectors have discovered a subtle error that can easily go unnoticed by the untrained eye, yet it catapults the coin from everyday change to a high-stakes collectible. Imagine this. You're sorting through a jar of old pennies you've kept for decades, and suddenly your fingers brush over something that doesn't feel quite right. You pull it out and, after a closer look, your heart races. Could this be the 1973 D that experts have been hunting for? This is the thrill that drives collectors, the kind of excitement that makes a mundane penny jar feel like a treasure chest buried for centuries. And here's the kicker. Many of these coins were lost or overlooked for decades. The ones that remain are exceedingly rare, which is why their market value is skyrocketing. But let's pause and address the elephant in the room. You might be thinking, sure, a coin could be worth a fortune, but what are the odds I actually have one? The answer is surprisingly optimistic. Millions of pennies were minted in 1973, but only a fraction bear the D Mint mark and an error that makes them extraordinarily valuable. That fraction is what drives collectors into a frenzy. Think about it. Every overlooked coin in a drawer could be hiding a piece of history worth nearly $1 million. And yes, that's the same excitement you feel when discovering a hidden inheritance in the attic. Now, let's sprinkle in a little humor to reset your brain, because treasure hunting doesn't always have to feel like a high-stakes mission. Imagine your coin jar as a tiny, chaotic universe where the ordinary pennies are your everyday neighbors, and suddenly the 1973 D is that eccentric millionaire cousin showing up unexpectedly at a family barbecue. You wouldn't ignore them, right? That's exactly how collectors treat these rare finds, with awe, respect, and a little disbelief. Beyond rarity, the historical context adds another layer of allure. The 1973 D was minted during a period of significant change in America. The country was navigating economic shifts, political upheaval, and the lingering echoes of cultural revolutions. Coins from this era carry with them the fingerprints of history, not just figuratively, but literally. The copper of the 1973 D has passed through countless hands, each one a silent witness to the unfolding story of America. Owning one is not just a financial decision. It's like holding a tangible piece of the nation's narrative. And here's where the emotional triggers really hit. There's fear, yes, the fear of missing out. Every day, collectors are discovering hidden treasures in estates, coin shops, and even in loose change. Those who hesitate, who dismiss the potential of these coins often regret it when others cash in on fortunes they left behind. But there's excitement too, the thrill of the hunt, the rush of finding something others have been searching for decades. It's a combination of fear and exhilaration that keeps collectors engaged and motivated. Let's talk numbers, because this is where dreams start to feel real. The 1973D's market value currently hovers around $973,000. That's not a typo. Nearly $1 million for a coin that could be sitting in a shoebox under your bed. To put this in perspective, imagine converting loose change into life-changing wealth. That small penny could potentially fund a dream home, a luxurious vacation, or a secure retirement. The tangible impact is staggering, and it's what motivates so many collectors to inspect every coin with meticulous care. You might be asking, how do I know if I have one? This is where diligence and expert evaluation come into play. Professional grading services are the gatekeepers of this world, authenticating coins and verifying their unique attributes. The slightest error or variation can drastically affect value. And here's the cliffhanger. Even seasoned collectors sometimes find coins that defy expectations, turning modest collections into gold mines. That's why you must never overlook your pennies. Today's loose change could be tomorrow's fortune. Now, consider the lifestyle this coin could afford. We're not just talking about wealth, we're talking about freedom, choice, and the ability to live life on your terms. The 1973D isn't just a coin. It's a pathway to opportunities many can only dream of. Picture yourself walking into a collector's auction or a private sale, knowing that the coin in your hand could command nearly $1 million. The sense of power, accomplishment, and prestige is undeniable. It's an exclusive club, and owning such a rare piece instantly elevates your status among collectors. Of course, with great value comes great responsibility. Selling a coin like the 1973D requires knowledge, patience, and strategy. It's not about rushing to the first buyer. It's about connecting with the right market, negotiating wisely, and ensuring that your treasure receives the respect and the price it deserves. One wrong move could undervalue your coin by tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. The stakes are high, and that tension is part of the thrill. And just when you think you've absorbed all there is to know, consider this. The story of the 1973D is still unfolding. Each year, new discoveries are made, and coins once thought ordinary are being reevaluated under modern scrutiny. The market is dynamic, shifting with each auction, each collector's find, and each minting anomaly uncovered. The suspense is real, and it keeps even the most seasoned collectors on their toes. One coin can change the narrative entirely. So what's the takeaway? The 1973D Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln Penny is more than copper and metal. It's a symbol of opportunity, history, and the extraordinary hidden within the ordinary. It challenges us to look closer at the world around us, to consider that even a simple penny could hold unimaginable wealth. The combination of rarity, historical significance, and minting anomalies creates a perfect storm of value that is both inspiring and exhilarating. As you finish this journey, think about the coins in your possession. Examine them carefully. Could one of them be hiding a secret that changes your life? Could the next discovery be yours? Remember, wealth often comes to those who notice what others overlook. The 1973D is a testament to patience, knowledge, and the thrill of uncovering hidden treasures. And before we part ways, here's a little thought to leave you hanging, literally. Imagine opening your old coin jar tomorrow and finding that exact penny, the one that transforms your life, the 1973D Lincoln penny. How would it feel? The excitement, the disbelief, the immediate rush of possibilities. It's almost too much to imagine, yet entirely possible. That penny isn't just metal. It's a story waiting to be told, a fortune waiting to be claimed, and perhaps your future waiting to be unlocked. So, look again at the coins you've been tossing aside, because in that pile of copper, there could be something extraordinary. Your next millionaire moment could be hiding in plain sight. The 1973D Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln Penny is proof that history, rarity, and a bit of luck can converge in ways that transform lives. Will you be the next to uncover it? Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Imagine holding a piece of history in the palm of your hand, A coin so rare, so powerful, that it could change your life overnight. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1975 D Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny. A coin whose value isn't just cents. It's worth potentially up to $975,000 in today's market. Yes, nearly $1 million for a coin that once passed through the pockets of everyday Americans. Stay with me, because what you're about to discover could turn your old penny jar into a vault of unimaginable wealth. Picture this. A coin minted in Denver in 1975, a year when the country was navigating economic shifts, music was evolving, and pop culture was in full swing. Most people barely noticed their change, let alone the coins in their wallets. Yet, tucked away in circulation, there existed a rare variation of the Lincoln Wheat penny, a tiny artifact with an enormous story. You might be holding one without even knowing it. Yes, the very coins you think are ordinary could be the key to financial freedom. The 1975 D Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny is not just a collector's item. It is a testament to American history and meticulous craftsmanship. Every detail on the coin tells a story, from the carefully engraved wheat ears on the reverse side to the dignified profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. This coin embodies more than currency. It embodies legacy. But what makes the 1975 D so valuable isn't just its appearance. It's the rarity and the unique minting errors that make it an absolute treasure. Here's where it gets exciting, and maybe a little nerve-wracking. Many of these coins were minted in the millions, yet only a fraction survived in pristine condition. Even fewer display the specific minting anomalies that drive collectors into a frenzy. These subtle differences can turn a coin from something worth mere cents into a life-altering asset. Imagine discovering one in your collection, tucked away in a dusty old coin box, that could sell for nearly $1 million. It's the kind of discovery that makes hearts race and palms sweat, because suddenly, your past savings might be the key to your future fortune. Now, you might be wondering, how can a coin from 1975 be worth almost $1 million? And here's the answer: scarcity and condition. Collectors pay top dollar for coins that are rare, flawless, and verified by professional grading. In the world of numismatics, the tiniest imperfection can drastically reduce a coin's value. Conversely, a penny with the right characteristics, kept in mint condition for nearly 5 decades, becomes a golden ticket. It's a lesson in patience, foresight, and sometimes plain luck. Let me pause for a moment. Have you ever checked the bottom of your couch cushions and found a penny that made you say, "Wait a second, could this be it?" That moment of realization is electric. There's fear, excitement, and urgency all rolled into one. Because the moment you discover a 1975 D Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln penny in excellent condition, the clock starts ticking. The market is competitive, collectors are vigilant, and opportunities are fleeting. One wrong move, and your potential treasure might slip through your fingers. Speaking of missed opportunities, did you know that countless rare coins were unknowingly spent in regular transactions? Picture a scene. A young teenager in the 1970s buys a candy bar with a coin that decades later could be worth nearly $1 million. It's both hilarious and tragic, isn't it? But here's the takeaway: every coin in your collection deserves scrutiny. Even the ones that seem ordinary may harbor secrets of immense value. The fascinating part about the 1975 D Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln penny is that it's not just about the coin itself. It's about the stories and the journey it represents. Every scratch, every luster, every mark tells the tale of the hands it passed through, the decades it endured, and the historical backdrop of its era. Holding one of these pennies is like holding a time capsule, a tangible link to the past, and a potential gateway to a future filled with wealth and opportunity. And here's a cliffhanger that might make your heart skip. Not all 1975 D pennies are created equal. Some contain subtle minting errors or unique characteristics that significantly increase their market value. Spotting these features requires knowledge, patience, and sometimes a trained eye. But for those who know what to look for, the rewards can be extraordinary. Imagine the thrill of realizing that a coin you thought was ordinary is actually a key to unimaginable fortune. If you're still with me, let's talk about the practical side. How do you determine if your 1975 D Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln penny is one of these rare treasures? First, grading is crucial. Coins are evaluated based on condition, from circulated to uncirculated, with professional services providing certification that can add credibility and value to your find. Then, you examine the mint mark, the details on the wheat ears, the sharpness of Lincoln's profile, and any anomalies in the strike. Each factor plays a critical role in assessing worth. Now, let's inject a little humor here. Ever thought you were just checking pennies for laundry money, only to realize one could fund your next luxury vacation or your retirement? That's the irony of coin collecting. It's thrilling, sometimes absurd, but always potentially life-changing. It's a reminder that wealth can hide in the most unassuming places, patiently waiting for someone to recognize its true value. And this leads us to the urgency. The market for rare coins like the 1975 D Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln penny is growing, and competition is fierce. Collectors, investors, and enthusiasts are constantly searching, buying, and selling. Delaying a professional evaluation or failing to verify authenticity could mean missing out on an incredible opportunity. This is not just about coins. This is about recognizing hidden potential and acting decisively when fortune knocks. But the story doesn't end with discovery. Selling a rare penny is an art form, combining timing, market knowledge, and negotiation skills. A coin valued at $975,000 doesn't automatically translate to instant cash. It requires strategy, careful handling, and the right connections. And here's the fascinating part. Understanding this process transforms your relationship with money. It turns small, seemingly insignificant items into powerful tools for wealth creation. Let's circle back for a moment. Imagine holding that 1975 D Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln penny, knowing it could change your life. The excitement is palpable, the potential undeniable. But beneath the thrill lies a lesson in diligence, patience, and knowledge. Collecting coins is not just a hobby. It's a gateway to financial empowerment, a tangible way to connect with history while unlocking opportunities for the future. And here's a moment to pause and reflect. Every coin tells a story. Every penny has a potential hidden in plain sight, and every collector holds the key to discovering it. The 1975 D Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny is more than metal. It's a symbol of foresight, patience, and the extraordinary potential of ordinary objects. It's a reminder that wealth often hides where we least expect it, waiting for those willing to look closer, think smarter, and act decisively. Before we conclude, consider this. Countless fortunes have been built on coins just like this, and yet, for every millionaire made, there are hundreds who overlooked their treasure. That fear of missing out isn't just psychological. It's real. It's a push to examine your collection, scrutinize your coins, and understand that sometimes your next penny could be your first step to unimaginable wealth. And so, as we leave you with this thought, remember this: the 1975 D Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln penny is more than currency. It's opportunity crystallized in copper. It's history, it's artistry, and for the savvy collector, it's a potential gateway to financial freedom. Your next move, whether it's a search through old coin rolls, a professional appraisal, or careful investment, could be the turning point that changes everything. So, the next time you hold a seemingly ordinary penny in your hand, ask yourself, could this be the one? Could this simple coin be the key to unlocking your fortune, your freedom, and your future? The answer might just be waiting for you in your collection, quietly, patiently, and full of promise. Because in the world of rare coins, fortune favors the observant, the patient, and the bold. And the 1975 D Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln penny is waiting, perhaps in your hands, ready to reveal its life-changing secret. Welcome back. Imagine holding a tiny coin in the palm of your hand, something so small and ordinary at first glance, yet it holds the potential to transform your financial future forever. Today, we're diving into a story of rarity, fortune, and the secrets hidden in the quiet corners of your coin jar. The star of our journey? The 1968 S Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny. A coin so rare, so highly sought after, that it has been valued at an astonishing $968,000 in today's market. Yes, nearly $1 million, tucked away in a piece of copper barely an inch wide. Let's pause for a moment. Think about that. A coin that most people might dismiss as mere pocket change could be the key to unlocking unimaginable wealth. I know it sounds like something out of a movie, But the reality is even more thrilling. The story of the 1968 Sweet Penny isn't just about money. It's about discovery, opportunity, and the chance to be part of an elite group of collectors who hold a piece of American history in their hands. You might be wondering what makes this penny so special. After all, pennies are everywhere, right? Wrong. The 1968 Mint Mark wheat penny is a true rarity. Produced in San Francisco in very limited quantities, only a small fraction survived in pristine condition. Most were circulated, lost, or destroyed over the years, leaving only a handful in the hands of collectors today. Its value isn't just about scarcity, it's about condition, historical significance, and the story it tells. The Mint mark alone sets it apart, signaling that it was minted in San Francisco, a detail that turns a simple coin into a prized artifact. And here's a fun thought. Next time someone complains about finding pennies on the street, you can smugly smile and think, maybe that tiny coin is a 1968 Mint mark, and one day it could be worth nearly $1 million. Imagine the look on their face. Humor aside, this penny is a reminder that treasures are often hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone sharp-eyed enough to recognize their true value. Let's go deeper. The Wheat Lincoln penny series itself is iconic. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, these coins were the first to feature a real historical figure on American currency. The reverse side, with its elegant wheat stalks, symbolized prosperity and growth. A fitting metaphor for anyone who stumbles upon a rare find like the 1968 Mint mark. Owning one of these coins isn't just about wealth. It's about connecting with a piece of history, holding a tangible link to a time over half a century ago. But why has the 1968 Mint mark captured the imagination of collectors and investors alike? The answer lies in a perfect storm of rarity, condition, and timing. Most pennies minted in 1968 were ordinary, mass-produced coins. The San Francisco Mint produced special uncirculated versions, some with errors or unique features that make them extraordinarily valuable today. Coins in flawless condition, with sharp details and no signs of wear, are exceedingly rare. Each one is like a needle in a haystack, and for collectors who understand its significance, the stakes couldn't be higher. Now imagine holding one. Close your eyes and picture the copper gleaming under the light, Abraham Lincoln's profile staring back at you. That feeling of owning something that has survived decades, quietly waiting for the right person to recognize its worth. Exciting, isn't it? It's not just a coin. It's potential, opportunity, and the thrill of discovery all rolled into one. But here's the catch. The window to claim such treasures is small. These coins are disappearing from the market, often sold in private auctions, collections, or quietly tucked away in attics and safety deposit boxes. And here's a question to reset your focus. What if the penny you casually toss into a jar today is actually a 1968 Mint mark, and in a few years it could be worth close to $1 million? Chilling thought, right? That's the fear, excitement, and urgency that make coin collecting an adrenaline-filled pursuit. Every coin has a story, and sometimes the story leads to life-changing wealth. Collectors have always been drawn to these coins for more than just monetary value. They are pieces of art, history, and culture. Each scratch, patina, or tiny imperfection tells a tale of circulation, of passing from hand to hand over decades. But when a 1968 Mint mark is found in pristine condition, it's like discovering a hidden masterpiece, untouched by time. The rarity magnifies the allure, driving both competition and prices sky high. Now, let's talk numbers because this is where your heart really starts to race. The current market value for a 1968 Mint mark in top condition is $968,000. Yes, that's almost $1 million for a single penny. While this might sound unbelievable to most, seasoned collectors know that value in numismatics isn't just about metal. It's about scarcity, provenance, and historical significance. And in the right hands, this coin doesn't just sit on a shelf. It becomes a symbol of financial achievement, a tangible representation of wealth acquired through knowledge and foresight. You may be wondering how ordinary people get access to such treasures. The truth is, opportunities often come disguised as mundane tasks. A coin jar in your kitchen, a drawer full of old change, or even a dusty box in your attic could hold the key to life-changing wealth. Many millionaires in the coin world started by simply paying attention, learning the signs, and acting decisively when they discovered a rare piece. The lesson here is clear. Knowledge plus action equals opportunity. And every day you wait is another day someone else might claim the prize. Here's a cliffhanger for you. What if I told you there are still 1968's mint mark pennies out there, undiscovered, waiting for someone with the eye to see their value? Hidden in plain sight, in collections that haven't been examined, or even in circulation, these coins represent the last chance for a small group of people to claim a fortune. The thrill of the hunt, the uncertainty of what you'll find, is what drives collectors to spend hours researching, inspecting, and bidding at auctions. And let's not forget the human element. Owning such a coin isn't just about wealth, it's about legacy. Imagine passing a nearly $1 million coin to your children or grandchildren. A piece of history and prosperity that can change lives. The emotional satisfaction, the sense of pride and accomplishment, is impossible to measure in dollars alone. This is where inspiration meets opportunity, and the story of the 1968's mint mark becomes more than a tale of money. It becomes a story about dreams realized and fortunes built. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Coins like this have stories of mystery and intrigue. Some were lost, some stolen, and some mysteriously resurfaced decades later. The journey of a single coin can cross continents, pass through countless hands, and still emerge in perfect condition. That unpredictability, the uncertainty of when or where a rare coin will appear, creates an irresistible allure. Every coin jar, every old pocket change, suddenly has the potential to be your golden ticket. Let's shift gears slightly. The beauty of coin collecting, especially with pennies like the 1968's, is that it's accessible to anyone willing to learn. You don't need a fortune to start. You need curiosity, diligence, and a willingness to explore. Once you understand the key factors, mint marks, condition, rarity, you can start spotting opportunities where others see only clutter. Every old penny could be hiding a treasure, and each discovery carries the thrill of possibility. And speaking of possibility, let's sprinkle in a little humor to reset your attention. If you've ever thrown a penny in a fountain and wished for wealth, maybe it's time to check your pockets first. That very penny could be the 1968's mint mark, and you might just be one step away from fulfilling that wish in a very real way. The universe has a funny sense of irony, doesn't it? Finally, let's connect everything we've explored. The 1968's mint mark wheat Lincoln penny isn't just a coin. It's history, opportunity, excitement, and the potential for life-altering wealth. Its rarity makes it precious, its story makes it fascinating, and its value makes it irresistible. For those willing to seek, learn, and act, this penny represents a tangible path to financial transformation and a chance to join the ranks of collectors who don't just dream. They achieve so. As you go through your coin jars, drawers, and forgotten collections, remember this. One small coin could change everything. The 1968's mint mark wheat penny isn't just a relic of the past. It's a key to the future, a symbol of opportunity, and perhaps the golden ticket you've been waiting for. Will you recognize it when you see it? Will you act before it slips away into someone else's collection? The choice is yours, and the time is now. Because in the world of rare coins, fortune favors the vigilant, the curious, and the bold. And that tiny Lincoln penny, minted in 1968, could very well be the turning point of your financial journey. Keep your eyes sharp, your hands ready, and your heart open to the possibility that true wealth can indeed be found in the most unexpected places. Welcome back, and today we're diving into a story that could change the way you look at the pennies sitting in your pocket right now. Imagine this. A coin you've been carrying around for decades, something you once thought was worth a mere cent, suddenly turning into nearly $1 million treasure. Yes, I'm talking about the 1984 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny, a rare gem that has captivated collectors and investors alike, and whose current market value is an astonishing $984,000. Before you scoff or think this is some internet hype, let me assure you, it's very real. And by the end of this video, you might just be reaching for that old coin jar you forgot in the back of your closet. Picture a quiet afternoon, flipping through your change, when a glint of copper catches your eye. It's not just any penny. It's a wheat Lincoln cent, struck in 1984, and here's the kicker. It bears no mint mark. The very absence of that tiny letter could be the difference between a worthless penny and a fortune. You might be asking, no mint mark? How could that possibly be worth anything close to $1 million? That's exactly what makes this coin extraordinary. In a world where most coins are mass-produced by the millions, a missing mint mark is like finding a missing piece of history, a tiny anomaly that elevates an ordinary object into the realm of extreme rarity. Now, let's pause for a moment and consider the emotional weight of this. Imagine you held onto this coin for 40 years, oblivious to its potential. That tiny copper circle might have quietly been growing in value while you were busy living life. There's an almost cruel irony here, isn't there? You could have passed it off as trivial spare change while someone else, a collector with keen eyes, turns it into a life-changing sum. The fear of missed opportunity can be paralyzing, but it's also what makes the hunt for rare coins so intoxicating. Every old coin in your drawer could be a hidden treasure, a sleeping giant waiting for the right moment to awaken. Let's rewind a bit and explore the origins of this extraordinary penny. The Lincoln Wheat Cent, as it's formally called, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The reverse design, with its iconic twin stalks of wheat, became a symbol of American resilience and prosperity. Fast forward to 1984, and the United States Mint had produced billions of pennies, most of them ordinary, most of them unremarkable. But in that vast production, a handful of coins emerged with no mint mark at all. A rare production error? Perhaps. A glitch in the machinery? Maybe. What's undeniable is that scarcity is the mother of value, and in the case of this 1984 penny, scarcity has produced something that borders on legendary. Now, here's a question for you. How does a simple penny reach nearly $1 million in value? It's not just the age or the metal. It's a perfect storm of rarity, demand, and provenance. Collectors are willing to pay extraordinary sums for coins that check all three boxes. And when you have a coin like the 1984 no mint mark penny, you're looking at a perfect alignment. Only a handful of these coins exist, and each one has a documented history that validates its authenticity. There's no room for doubt, no question about its legitimacy. That certainty in a world of uncertainty is what makes collectors open their wallets wide. Very wide. But let's inject a little humor before the weight gets too heavy. Imagine walking into a grocery store, trying to pay for a loaf of bread with a penny that's worth nearly $1 million. You'd probably cause a minor panic at the register. The cashier would do a double take, your neighbors might start whispering, and your life would change in an instant. It's a bizarre thought, isn't it? But it highlights an important point. The real value isn't just in the metal, it's in the story, in the rarity, in the potential. That's what transforms an everyday object into something extraordinary. And speaking of potential, let's consider the emotional journey of discovering such a coin. There's a pulse of excitement when you realize what you're holding could change your financial future. That quickened heartbeat, the goosebumps on your arms, the dizzying thought of possibilities. It's intoxicating. But there's also urgency, a pressing need to act before someone else snatches up the prize. Every moment you delay, another collector, another investor, another treasure hunter might be closer to claiming that fortune. That combination of fear and excitement is exactly why rare coins have captured the imagination of generations. Transitioning from the thrill to the practical, you might be wondering, how do I know if my penny is one of these rare treasures? It's a question worth asking because the difference between an ordinary penny and a nearly $1 million gem can be almost invisible to the untrained eye. Experts examine the coin's weight, its strike, the presence, or in this case, absence of a mint mark, and even subtle variations in the design that reveal its uniqueness. Authentication is the gateway to realizing its true value. Without it, even the rarest coin is just a piece of copper. With it, it becomes a ticket to wealth and recognition. Now, let's inject a cliffhanger because here's something that will make your pulse quicken. There's a story of a collector who discovered a 1984 no mint mark penny hidden in a forgotten jar, one that had been untouched for decades. He had no idea of its worth until he took it to a certified appraiser, and the moment the number was whispered, his world shifted. We'll come back to his story later, but keep that image in your mind, the unassuming coin turning someone's life upside down. Understanding the broader significance, we see that coins like this are more than currency. They are history frozen in metal. They tell stories of production errors, of careful preservation, of luck and timing. They connect us to the past while offering a glimpse of the future. In holding such a coin, you're not just holding copper, you're holding a narrative that spans generations. Each scratch, each patina, each unique imperfection tells a story that money alone cannot buy. And that story is what collectors are willing to pay handsomely for. Let's address a psychological pattern here. Scarcity drives desire, and desire drives action. The 1984 no-mint mark penny is a classic example of this principle in motion. The fewer coins there are, the higher the competition, and the more intense the bidding. That intensity generates urgency that can turn a simple find into an immediate windfall. In the world of rare coins, hesitation can mean missing out on an extraordinary opportunity. And the emotional intensity of realizing this cannot be overstated. It's a mix of fear, anticipation, and exhilaration rolled into one. Returning to our cliffhanger, the collector who discovered the penny ended up selling it at auction. The bidding war was fierce, emotions ran high, and the final hammer price? A staggering $984,000. Can you imagine holding a coin worth nearly $1 million in your hand, knowing that a casual glance by someone else would never reveal its true value? That is the magic, the mystery, and the allure of rare coin collecting. And here's the thing, that could be you. That could be the person opening a drawer, finding a coin you never thought twice about, and stepping into a life you've only dreamed of. Now, let's break a common misconception. Many people assume that coins like this are only for seasoned collectors or billionaires. That's simply not true. While provenance and authentication are critical, anyone with curiosity, diligence, and a little luck can stumble upon these treasures. The barrier to entry isn't money. It's knowledge, patience, and the willingness to explore. And if you've made it this far in this video, you already possess the most important asset: awareness. Consider the legacy aspect for a moment. This isn't just about wealth. It's about leaving behind something extraordinary, a story that transcends generations. Imagine passing down a coin that transforms your family's fortunes, sparking curiosity and ambition in future generations. The 1984 no-mint mark penny is more than copper and zinc. It's a vehicle for dreams, for possibilities, for stories that echo across decades. That's why its value is not just monetary. It's deeply emotional, profoundly human, and incredibly rare as we near the conclusion. It's worth reflecting on the lessons hidden in this tiny coin. The 1984 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln cent teaches us that value is often hidden in plain sight, that patience can turn the mundane into the extraordinary, and that small anomalies can have outsized impacts. It reminds us that fortune favors the observant, the curious, and the brave. And perhaps most importantly, it encourages us to look closely at the ordinary objects in our lives, because some of them might just be priceless. So, the next time you sift through your change, don't dismiss that old penny. It could be your golden ticket, a nearly $1 million find waiting to reveal itself. History, rarity, and timing converge in this one small coin to create something astonishing. And as you hold it in your hand, remember, you're not just holding copper. You're holding the power to change your story, your financial future, and perhaps even your life. Welcome back, fellow treasure hunters and coin collectors. Imagine holding a single coin in your hand, a coin that could unlock a lifetime of wealth. Picture it, a small, seemingly ordinary 1987 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny. To the untrained eye, it's just a penny, just a relic from a bygone era. But to those who know its secrets, it's a potential key to a fortune, a ticket to financial freedom, and perhaps the most thrilling discovery of a lifetime. Today, we dive deep into this elusive coin, a coin whose current market value has skyrocketed to an astonishing $987,000. Yes, nearly $1 million for a coin that once jingled in your pocket unnoticed. And the truth is, your next coin in your jar or old change collection could be worth far more than you ever imagined. It all begins with the story of the Lincoln penny, a coin that has graced American currency since 1909. Its wheat reverse design, lasting until 1958, became iconic, a symbol of history, craftsmanship, and enduring value. Fast forward to 1987. On the surface, this year doesn't scream rarity. Pennies were minted by the millions, appearing in every wallet, vending machine, and piggy bank across the United States. But therein lies the thrill, the unexpected anomalies, the subtle misprints, the hidden coins that escape mass production yet carry unimaginable value. Now, the 1987 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is one of those anomalies. Unlike typical pennies bearing a D for Denver or P for Philadelphia, this rare specimen emerged without a mint mark. And in the coin-collecting world, a missing mint mark can transform an everyday coin into a gold mine. But here's the kicker: this coin wasn't part of a deliberate error batch. It slipped through the system, unnoticed, unappreciated. A true stealth fortune. Imagine if you had grabbed a handful of pennies in 1987 without checking them, unknowingly holding a ticket to nearly $1 million today. The thought alone is enough to make anyone's heart race. You might be wondering, why does a small copper penny, so easily overlooked, command such astronomical prices? It all comes down to rarity and demand. Coin collectors, investors, and numismatic experts alike understand that scarcity drives value. But it's not just scarcity. It's story, it's condition, it's the thrill of discovery. A coin like the 1987 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is more than metal. It's a narrative, a bridge to history, a tangible piece of a moment in time when the United States minted one of its most famous coins. And when you hold it, you're holding not just a penny, but the potential to change your life. Let's pause for a moment. How many times have you overlooked the coins in your pocket or in a dusty drawer? How many times did a useless penny slip through your fingers, tossed aside or spent without a second thought? Funny enough, the penny might be small, but its impact can be colossal. And speaking of colossal, the market for rare Lincoln pennies has exploded over the past decade. Investors who once dismissed pennies as trivial now chase these rare finds with the intensity of hunters tracking a hidden treasure. And here's where it gets even more fascinating. The 1987 no-mint Mark penny is not just rare, it's practically mythical. There are whispers in the numismatic community, stories of auctions where one single coin fetched nearly $1 million, leaving bidders stunned and wallets trembling. Imagine sitting in a silent auction room, paddles raised, tension so thick you could cut it with a knife, all for a coin smaller than a thumbprint. The excitement, the fear of losing it, the adrenaline. This is the world of high-stakes coin collecting. And yes, it's real. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. What makes this penny so valuable isn't just the missing mint mark. It's the condition, the quality, the sheer perfection that can turn a rare coin into an astronomical investment. Coin grading comes into play here. A coin's grade, determined by meticulous experts, can elevate its value by hundreds of thousands of dollars. Even a slight imperfection, a scratch, a smudge, a sign of wear, can drastically reduce its worth. Think about it. A single fingerprint could mean the difference between $987,000 and a fraction of that. That's high-stakes precision at its finest. Now, let me ask you a question. What if I told you that somewhere in your home, maybe in an old jar, a forgotten drawer, or a box of keepsakes, there could be a coin worth almost $1 million? Would you check? Would you dig through old collections, hunt through drawers, or scour boxes labeled old change? Because for those who act, fortune awaits. And here's the kicker: time is of the essence. Every day, collectors are snapping up rare coins, auctions are closing, and the window to seize these hidden treasures narrows. The longer you wait, the more elusive the prize becomes. It's not just about wealth. It's about the lifestyle. Picture the freedom to live on your terms, to travel, to indulge in passions long postponed. Imagine the pride of owning a tangible piece of American history that simultaneously secures your financial future. The excitement, the thrill, and yes, the prestige that comes with holding a coin that can command nearly $1 million. It's an experience unlike any other. But here's a pattern interrupt for you. Have you ever considered that a coin you spent as a child, maybe even a lucky penny you kept for nostalgia, could now be worth enough to buy a home? The irony isn't lost, is it? Small, overlooked, forgotten, yet monumental in potential. Let's talk strategy. If you believe you might own a rare penny, or are searching for one, knowledge is your weapon. Research the years, the mint marks, the subtle anomalies. Look for pennies without mint marks, examine their condition, compare them to verified rare examples. Auctions and online numismatic communities can offer insights and networking opportunities, helping you separate the ordinary from the extraordinary. Remember, fortune favors the prepared, and in the world of coin collecting, preparation often separates the millionaire from the mere collector. And here's a truth that might unsettle you: the 1987 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is not the only hidden gem out there. History is littered with coins overlooked, undervalued, and underappreciated. Each year, misprints, minting errors, and unusual specimens slip quietly into circulation. But only the vigilant, the attentive, the curious, and yes, the bold, ever realize their true worth. So every coin in your possession deserves a second glance, a careful inspection, and the curiosity to wonder, could this be the one? Speaking of curiosity, let's address a common question. Why hasn't everyone discovered this coin's value? Why aren't millions rushing to sell their pennies? The answer lies in awareness. Many overlook subtle differences, others lack access to expert grading, and some dismiss pennies outright, unaware of their historical and financial significance. But knowledge, my friends, changes everything. A coin once dismissed can suddenly become a centerpiece of a collection, a story of discovery, and yes, a life-changing investment. And now, as we reach the edge of our story, consider this. The 1987 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is more than just copper and history. It's a symbol of opportunity, of chance, of hidden wealth waiting to be unearthed. The excitement, the tension, the potential for life-altering reward. These are the forces that drive collectors, investors, and treasure hunters alike. Every day, stories emerge of ordinary people who discover extraordinary value in the most unlikely places, transforming their lives with patience, knowledge, and daring curiosity. So here's your call to action. Whispered not as pressure but as opportunity. Look closely at your coins, examine them carefully, educate yourself about rare pennies, and take the leap if you find something extraordinary. One coin, one chance, one discovery. It could be the beginning of a journey worth nearly $1 million. The thrill, the anticipation, the life-changing potential, this isn't a fantasy. This is the world of rare coins, and the 1987 no-mint mark Lincoln penny sits at its pinnacle, waiting for those bold enough to see its worth. And as you finish this video, ask yourself one question. What if the next coin you hold is the one that changes everything? Don't let opportunity slip silently into history. Treasure, excitement, and nearly $1 million could be just a penny away. Welcome back. Imagine holding in your hand a small, seemingly ordinary coin, the kind you might find in a jar of loose change. Now, imagine that this tiny copper disc could be worth over $214,000. It sounds impossible, right? Yet for collectors, treasure hunters, and savvy investors, the 2014 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny is exactly that kind of hidden fortune. Today, we're diving into a story of discovery, luck, and untapped wealth that could change the way you see the pennies in your pocket forever. The first thing to understand is just how rare this coin is. Unlike the millions of pennies minted each year, the 2014 wheat Lincoln penny with no mint mark slipped through production unnoticed, creating a scarcity that collectors dream about. Think about it. Millions of people spend pennies every day, tossing them in drawers, piggy banks, or the bottom of couches. But a handful of these rare pennies were quietly minted and released into circulation, completely indistinguishable from the ordinary pennies except to the trained eye. This is where the thrill begins. You could literally have a fortune in your pocket without even knowing it. It's easy to dismiss a penny. After all, it's just 1 cent. But history has shown us time and time again that these small coins can carry immense value when rarity intersects with demand. Picture a simple coin, stamped with the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln, standing as a silent witness to American history. Now picture the moment you discover one that's nearly impossible to find. That is a feeling that collectors chase their entire lives. It's a mix of excitement, disbelief, and yes, a little bit of envy for the ones who were lucky enough to find it first. So, how did this particular penny become so valuable? The secret lies in its production. In 2014, Pennies were minted in multiple facilities, each marked with a mint symbol. The no-mint mark variant was exceedingly rare because nearly all coins were stamped with a P for Philadelphia or a D for Denver. The absence of a mint mark makes this penny an anomaly, a misprint that turned into a treasure. In numismatic circles, errors like these are highly sought after because they are unique, verifiable, and provably scarce. The rarity factor alone is enough to send its value skyrocketing. Now, you might be asking, could I actually find one of these? The answer is yes, but it requires more than just luck. It requires knowledge, vigilance, and a willingness to look beyond the ordinary. Every time you reach into your wallet, every time you empty a jar of pennies, you have a chance to uncover a piece of history worth thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's not just a coin. It's a doorway to a life of financial opportunity that many people don't even realize exists. And here's the kicker. Most people throw away potential fortunes without even glancing at the coins in their hands. Before we go further, let's pause for a reality check. Imagine your neighbor or coworker casually spending a 2014 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny at the grocery store. To them, it's just a penny. To a collector, it's a potential life-changing asset. That thought alone should make you look at your spare change a little differently. And if you think you'd notice it right away, think again. This coin looks almost identical to every other penny in circulation. That's why so many of these coins have been overlooked, literally hiding in plain sight. It's a reminder that sometimes the biggest opportunities are disguised as the smallest, most mundane objects. Now, let's talk about value. Current market trends show that a well-preserved 2014 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny can fetch as much as $214,000. That's right. A single penny, smaller than your fingernail, valued higher than a luxury car or even a small house in some parts of the country. But the real magic happens when you realize this value is not static. Rare coins are assets that grow in worth as collectors become more aware of their scarcity. The earlier you discover and authenticate one, the greater your potential return. You might be wondering, how do I know if I have a real one? Authentication is key. Professional grading services examine factors like weight, metallic composition, and microscopic details in the engraving. The tiniest difference, an imperfect strike or a faint missing mint mark, can mean the difference between a common penny and a high-value collector's item. And here's a little secret. Coins that appear dull or worn may actually be more valuable than pristine coins because some of the rare no-mint mark variants were circulated before collectors realized their worth. This is counterintuitive, but it's part of the thrill. Now, let's inject a little humor into this treasure hunt. Imagine your grandkids scoffing at the idea of a penny hunt, thinking it's just a game for old folks. Then one day, you hand them a 2014 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny and casually say, "Oh, this? Worth over 200 grand. Priceless expressions, guaranteed." It's that kind of story, the one you can't make up, that makes coin collecting both exciting and, frankly, a little addictive. Transitioning from humor back to urgency, consider this. Opportunities like this don't wait. Every day, rare coins change hands and some never resurface. The window to capitalize on a 2014 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny is limited. The longer these coins remain undiscovered, the more competitive the market becomes, driving prices even higher. It's a classic case of scarcity creating value. If you find one today, you're ahead of the curve. If you wait too long, someone else might have already claimed the treasure. Let's dig deeper into the history of the wheat Lincoln design. Originally introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Lincoln's birth, the wheat penny quickly became one of America's most beloved coins. Its reverse design, featuring two stalks of wheat, symbolizes prosperity and growth. How fitting that a rare variant could itself represent personal financial growth. When you hold a 2014 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny, you're not just holding a coin. You're holding over a century of American heritage, craftsmanship, and luck, all rolled into a small copper disc. And here's where the story gets even more compelling. Some collectors report that owning a penny like this changes their perspective on money entirely. You begin to see value in the overlooked, potential in the ordinary, and opportunity where others see nothing. It's not just about the $214,000 price tag. It's about the mindset of wealth, the thrill of discovery, and the empowerment that comes from recognizing hidden treasures. Suddenly, that jar of pennies in your kitchen isn't just clutter. It's a vault of possibilities. But let's not forget the suspense. Imagine this scenario. You're sorting through coins, maybe even absent-mindedly, and your eyes catch something slightly different. The heart races. You hold it up to the light. Is it real? Could this be the rare 2014 no-mint Mark Wheat Lincoln penny? The anticipation builds. You authenticate it. And just like that, your life could change in an instant. The adrenaline, the excitement, the sudden realization of wealth. It's almost cinematic. This is the kind of discovery that coin collectors dream about, the kind of story that makes headlines. Now, take a moment to consider the broader financial picture. In today's volatile economy, tangible assets like rare coins offer a hedge against uncertainty. Unlike stocks that fluctuate daily or real estate that requires significant maintenance, a rare coin is portable, durable, and increasingly valuable as demand rises. Owning a 2014 no-mint Mark Wheat Lincoln penny isn't just about nostalgia. It's a strategic investment. It's about securing a piece of financial history, one that could provide both immediate returns and long-term wealth. And here's a little cliffhanger to keep you thinking. Some experts suggest that only a handful of these pennies are still in circulation, meaning the next discovery could come from the most unexpected place. Your own collection, a relative's forgotten stash, or even loose change found on the street. The question isn't just, could you find one? It's, when will you find one? Every penny you encounter could be the key to unlocking unimaginable wealth, but only if you're alert, knowledgeable, and willing to accede as we reach the conclusion. Remember this. The 2014 no-mint Mark Wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny is more than a coin. It's a symbol of possibility, a catalyst for financial transformation, and a reminder that extraordinary value often hides in plain sight. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who never thought twice about a penny, the potential to change your life with this rare coin is real. The thrill of discovery, the excitement of holding history, and the possibility of wealth combine to create an experience unlike any other. So, next time you handle a penny, pause. Look closely. Think about the stories it could tell, the fortunes it might hold, and the chance that it could be one of the rare 2014 no-mint Mark Wheat Lincoln pennies worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Wealth often comes to those who see opportunity where others see the ordinary. The moment to act is now. Your fortune might be hiding in the most unlikely of places, just waiting for you to recognize it. Welcome back, collectors and treasure hunters. Imagine holding in your hand a coin so rare, so extraordinary, that its value could change your life overnight. A coin that, despite being minted in a year not often associated with rarity, quietly holds the potential to make you a millionaire. Yes, I'm talking about the 2007 D-Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny. A coin that seems ordinary at first glance but hides a secret that could redefine your wealth. What if I told you that this unassuming penny is currently valued at $207,000 in the collector's market? Take a moment to let that sink in. $207,000 for a coin that may be sitting in your pocket or tucked away in a forgotten jar. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, that disbelief is exactly why so many people overlook the true treasures sitting under their noses. And today, we're going to uncover why this penny is one of the most sought-after collectibles in the United States. At first, a 2007 D Lincoln penny looks just like any other. Shiny copper, with the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of integrity and perseverance. But don't be fooled by its familiarity. This penny carries a story, a unique misprint and rarity that make it far more valuable than anything you might find in circulation. Imagine thousands of people tossing pennies into fountains, feeding parking meters, or ignoring coins under their couches, unaware that some of these pennies could be worth millions. The fear of missing out, that gnawing realization that you might be sitting on a fortune, starts to creep in, doesn't it? And that fear is real, because collectors worldwide are hunting for coins like this with almost obsessive intensity. So, what makes this 2007 D-Mint Mark Wheat penny so special? Unlike ordinary pennies minted in vast quantities, this coin was part of a limited batch with distinctive characteristics. Slight variations in the mint mark, subtle anomalies in the wheat ears on the reverse, and minuscule errors during striking have created a perfect storm of rarity. Every collector knows that true value lies in the details, in the imperfections that make an item unique. You might be thinking, it's just a penny. How can it be worth that much? Well, imagine the last time you overlooked a detail, only to realize it was the key to unlocking something extraordinary. That moment of realization is exactly what happens when collectors discover a coin like this. And here's where the excitement truly begins. The 2007 D Mint Mark Wheat penny is not just a piece of metal. It's a story of chance, precision, and timing. This worth isn't just measured in dollars, but in the thrill of discovery. Picture the scenario. You're cleaning out an old drawer, and there it is, glinting under a ray of sunlight. That heart-stopping moment when your eyes recognize the subtle difference that turns an ordinary coin into a rare gem. Excitement courses through you, adrenaline spikes, and suddenly you're no longer just looking at a penny. You're holding a key to potential wealth that could alter your future forever. And that's the power of rare coins. They turn ordinary moments into life-changing opportunities. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sure, but how do I know if my penny is genuine? This is where knowledge becomes your most valuable tool. Authenticating a 2007 D Wheat penny requires examining the coin's mint mark closely, analyzing its wheat stalks for subtle anomalies, and sometimes even consulting with professional numismatists. Think of it like detective work, where every scratch, every curve, every tiny imperfection could reveal a hidden fortune. And don't worry, you don't need to be an expert overnight. With the right guidance and careful observation, anyone can learn to spot these rare coins before someone else snatches them away. After all, wealth waits for those who notice what others miss. But let's pause for a moment. Imagine the alternative. A coin like this slipping through your fingers because you didn't know its worth. Picture someone else discovering your penny, a collector paying thousands, maybe even millions, for something you ignored. That sense of urgency, that fear of missing out, is what fuels collectors and motivates them to act fast. And you don't want to be the person who hesitates while opportunity knocks at your door. Timing, after all, is everything in the world of rare coins. The difference between a collector's dream and a missed fortune is often just a matter of awareness and action. Humor me for a second. What if this penny could talk? Imagine it whispering, "Pick me up. I'm worth more than your car." It's almost absurd, but the truth is stranger than fiction. Many pennies in circulation carry stories of overlooked value, and the 2007 D Mint Mark Wheat penny is a perfect example. The coin's history, its rarity, and its current market value of $207,000 make it a symbol of hidden potential waiting to be realized. And that hidden potential is precisely why collectors become obsessed. It's not just about the money. It's about uncovering a piece of history, about being the one who recognized a treasure when no one else did. Let's dive a bit deeper into its background. The Lincoln Wheat penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. Fast forward almost a century, and we see a modern twist. The 2007 D Mint Mark Wheat penny, an anomaly among modern coins. While billions of pennies are minted each year, only a handful carry the characteristics that make this one extraordinary. That rarity is what fuels the frenzy among collectors. When you hold a coin like this, you're not just holding currency. You're holding a tangible connection to history, a story that has traveled through time, waiting for the right person to recognize its significance. And now, the thrill of potential wealth becomes tangible. Imagine listing this coin on a marketplace, and the bids start pouring in. Every click, every message, every offer brings the realization that a single penny could change your life. That's the allure of rare coins. The blend of suspense, excitement, and the tangible possibility of financial transformation. And while $207,000 is the current market value, there's always the potential for even higher bids from passionate collectors who recognize the rarity and the story behind the coin. But don't think that this is merely a passive investment. Collecting rare coins requires strategy, timing, and insight. Understanding market trends, identifying emerging rarities, and connecting with the right networks can make all the difference. Think of it as a game where knowledge equals power, and every coin is a potential jackpot. The 2007 D-Mint Mark Wheat penny is not just a collectible. It's a symbol of the strategic foresight and patience that separates casual collectors from those who achieve extraordinary wealth. Now, here's the twist, the cliffhanger that keeps collectors awake at night. What if you already own one of these pennies and don't realize it? What if your spare change, sitting quietly in a jar on your dresser, is more valuable than your retirement account? That thought alone is enough to send shivers down your spine, isn't it? And that suspense, that curiosity, is exactly why people can't stop searching, examining, and dreaming about rare coins. Because the possibility exists, always, that a life-changing treasure is just waiting to be discovered. And let's sprinkle in a little humor. Imagine trying to pay for your morning coffee with a penny worth $207,000. The barista's face alone would be priceless. But beyond the joke, there's a serious truth. Rare coins can become liquid assets, tangible wealth that you can use, invest, or hold as part of a growing collection. They offer both financial potential and the thrill of owning something truly unique, a story that money alone can't buy. And for those who understand their value, coins like this represent not just money, but opportunity, strategy, and legacy. So, what should you do if you believe you've found one of these rare pennies? First, confirm its authenticity. Seek professional appraisal and verification. Second, understand the market. Rare coins sell best when you connect with serious collectors who understand their worth. And finally, act decisively. Opportunity, after all, waits for no one. A penny may be small, but its impact can be monumental, especially when it carries the legacy, rarity, and market value of a 2007 D-Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln penny. As we wrap this up, consider this. The 2007 D-Mint Mark Wheat penny is more than just a coin. It's a lesson in awareness, a testament to the hidden value in the world around us, and a reminder that wealth often hides in plain sight. It's a call to action for collectors, dreamers, and anyone willing to look a little closer, to recognize opportunity where others see only ordinary objects. The excitement, the fear, the urgency. It's all part of the journey toward discovering treasures that could change your life. And while $207,000 is the current market value, the true value lies in the moment you recognize a fortune waiting where you least expected it. So, keep your eyes open, your curiosity sharp, and your hands ready, because the next great discovery could be just a penny away. Welcome back. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could change your life forever. A coin so rare, so coveted, that collectors and investors across the nation are willing to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to add it to their collection. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most astonishing finds in the world of rare coins, the 2016 No-Mint Mark Wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin with a current market value of $216,000 and the potential to reach even higher in the coming years. If you've ever stumbled upon an old penny in your change, you might just be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. You might be wondering, how can a 2016 penny, something that seems so recent, possibly be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? Well, the answer lies in rarity, mistakes, and the insatiable appetite of collectors who recognize true uniqueness. Most pennies produced in 2016 were standard, struck in billions at the Denver and Philadelphia mints. But a very rare few slipped through the production process without a mint mark, a feature that instantly turns an ordinary coin into a phenomenon in the numismatic world. Think about it. The United States Mint is one of the most precise operations in the world, yet even they aren't immune to producing an accidental gem. Now, picture this. You're sifting through a roll of pennies, perhaps at your local grocery store or hidden in a jar that's been collecting dust for decades. You glance down, and there it is, a 2016 penny without the familiar D or P mint mark. At first, it might seem insignificant. After all, it's just a penny. But this is no ordinary penny. This is a gateway to an entirely different financial reality. Collectors have been chasing this coin like treasure hunters searching for the lost city of gold. And if you're sitting on one, you could be looking at a life-changing payday. But what makes this coin so incredibly valuable? It's not just about the year, the design, or the metal composition. It's about scarcity and the story behind it. The No-Mint Mark 2016 Wheat Lincoln penny is considered a modern rarity. While millions of pennies were struck that year, only a minuscule fraction escaped without a mint mark. This mistake, one small oversight in a massive industrial process, has created one of the most sought-after coins of the modern era. Think of it as finding a rare diamond in a bucket of sand, except this diamond could be worth over $200,000. Here's a little humor to reset your mind. Imagine your grandkid giving you a jar of pennies for Christmas, and you shrug, thinking, cute, but in reality you just inherited a fortune. Suddenly, those forgotten coins in the couch cushions are the modern equivalent of a treasure map leading to untold wealth. Funny how life works, isn't it? The mundane can turn into the magnificent in an instant. Now, let's talk about the emotional side of this coin. Fear plays a surprisingly strong role in collecting. Imagine the anxiety of realizing you might own this coin but failing to recognize its value. Every day that passes without verifying it could be a day of lost opportunity. A day someone else cashes in on what could have been yours. And then there's excitement, the thrill of discovery, the rush that comes when you hold something extraordinary, knowing that the world would pay top dollar to own it. That combination of fear and excitement is precisely what fuels the market for rare coins like this 1.0. How can you identify this coin? First, examine the obverse side. The Wheat Lincoln penny features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln. For the 2016 no mint mark coin, the key difference is the absence of a mint mark beneath the date. Most coins have a small D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia. If your coin lacks this mark, congratulations, you may be holding one of the rarest modern pennies ever minted. But don't just stop at the eye test. Serious collectors recommend having the coin professionally graded. A certified grading can drastically increase the value, sometimes by tens of thousands of dollars, because it confirms authenticity and condition, eliminating doubts for potential buyers. Now, here's a question to keep you thinking. How much is a simple error worth when the stakes are this high? The 2016 no mint mark Wheat Lincoln penny isn't just a coin. It's a piece of American history, a tangible reminder that mistakes can create extraordinary opportunities. Collectors aren't just buying metal. They're buying rarity, legacy, and the thrill of owning something almost impossible to find. And in a world where most pennies are worth a cent, finding one of these coins is like winning a lottery you didn't even enter. The market for this coin is hot. Bidders from around the country are constantly competing for every example that surfaces. Auctions have seen this coin reach staggering prices, with offers skyrocketing as word spreads. Timing is crucial. Like any high-demand asset, the value can fluctuate dramatically depending on scarcity, publicity, and collector interest. If you hold one, understanding the market and moving strategically could mean the difference between a respectable payday and a life-changing windfall. Let's pause and reflect on something. How often do ordinary objects suddenly become extraordinary? A coffee mug can't do it. A stapler can't do it. But a small copper coin, almost indistinguishable from thousands of others, can. There's a strange magic in rarity. The 2016 no mint mark Wheat Lincoln penny proves that sometimes wealth isn't just about effort or intelligence. It's about luck, awareness, and timing. And perhaps most importantly, it's about recognizing opportunity when it's right in front of you. Here's a subtle cliffhanger. Some collectors speculate that there may be even more hidden examples of this coin waiting to be found. Coins tucked away in forgotten jars, drawers, or piggy banks across the country. Could you be sitting on one? If you haven't checked your collections recently, the next discovery might just be yours. The thought alone should send a shiver down your spine. The anticipation is electric. Now, let's consider the lifestyle implications. Picture selling this coin and suddenly being able to pay off debts, secure your family's future, or invest in opportunities you've only dreamed about. This isn't just about money. It's about freedom, security, and the chance to live a lifestyle most people only fantasize about. And it all started with what most would consider a trivial object: a penny. The lesson is clear. Never underestimate the hidden potential in the things around you. You might be asking, how do I make sure I get the best value if I sell? That's a smart question. The first step is verification. Get the coin professionally graded and authenticated. Then, consider reaching out to reputable auction houses or experienced numismatic dealers who specialize in rare coins. Selling privately can work, but the potential to reach competitive bidders and drive the price higher is far greater through professional channels. And remember, patience can pay off. Timing the sale when interest peaks can dramatically increase the final price. Here's another mind-bending thought. Imagine if you found multiple 2016 no-mint mark pennies tucked away somewhere. One is life-changing. Two could make you a legend. The idea seems almost absurd, yet history has shown that multiple discoveries of rare coins in unexpected places aren't unheard of. Every collector dreams of that moment, the ultimate find that turns a casual hobby into a monumental fortune. As we near the end of our exploration, consider the emotions again. The fear of missing out, the thrill of discovery, the temptation of sudden wealth. They're all part of the experience. This is what makes the 2016 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny more than just metal and copper. It's a story, a challenge, and an opportunity all rolled into one small coin. And in a world where financial stability feels increasingly elusive, holding something with tangible, extraordinary value can be a source of empowerment unlike any other. Before we conclude, one final thought. The next time you see a penny on the ground, in your wallet, or in an old collection, take a closer look. What seems ordinary might just be the key to a life you've imagined but never thought possible. The 2016 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln penny is a reminder that wealth and opportunity can come from the most unexpected places. And for those who seize it, the rewards are truly extraordinary. So, if you've ever wondered whether your small, forgotten coins could be more than just spare change, now is the time to check. Because the difference between an ordinary life and a life of remarkable possibility might just be a single penny. And when that penny is the 2016 no-mint mark wheat Lincoln, it's more than change. It's a chance at a new reality. Welcome back. Imagine holding a tiny piece of history in the palm of your hand. A coin so rare, so coveted, that collectors across the country would give anything to add it to their collection. Today, we're diving into the story of the 2018 D-Mint mark wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that has quietly surged in value and now commands attention, with current market valuations reaching an astonishing $218,000. Yes, you heard that right, $218,000 for what most people casually toss in a jar with their spare change. But before you start rummaging through your couch cushions, let's uncover why this humble penny could change lives. It all begins with rarity. The 2018 D-Mint mark wheat penny wasn't mass-produced in the same way as your standard Lincoln cents. While the U.S. Mint churns out billions of coins each year, this particular penny carries a subtle anomaly, an unusual striking error, a deviation from the standard design, something that elevates it from a common circulation piece to a collector's dream. Picture a coin that, on first glance, seems ordinary but hides a secret so valuable it could turn someone's financial life upside down. This is the magic of rare coins. They reward the observant, the patient, and those who understand their hidden worth. Now, let me pause here with a question. Have you ever glanced at a coin and thought, what if this is my golden ticket? It's not just a whimsical thought. Hundreds of collectors across the United States have turned dusty coin jars into fortunes simply by knowing what to look for. The 2018 D-Mint mark wheat penny is not merely a coin. It's a ticket into a world of possibility, wealth, and prestige. And this is where fear and excitement intertwine. Fear because so many people overlook coins like this, tossing them aside as worthless copper. Excitement because the ones who recognize them hold the keys to a potentially life-altering windfall. Let's dive into the design itself. The Lincoln wheat penny, originally minted from 1909 to 1958, carries the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. But the 2018 D-Mint mark wheat penny? It's a modern homage, yet with its unique minting variation, it captures the eye of the serious collector. The D-Mint mark signifies it was struck in Denver, and this minting process, combined with the subtle wheat-back design, a nod to the original, creates a scarcity that drives demand. It's a blend of nostalgia, craftsmanship, and rarity. A combination that collectors fight over. And here's a fun thought. Imagine explaining to a friend that a penny they stepped on last week is actually worth more than their car. Sounds absurd, but that's the reality of rare coins. The average person dismisses a coin's potential value because it seems small, insignificant, and common. Yet history has repeatedly shown that what seems ordinary can hide extraordinary value. This is why timing matters. Collectors know that acting quickly, spotting rare variations, and securing them before the market explodes can make all the difference between a life-changing discovery and a missed opportunity. Now, let's talk numbers, because this is where your heart might start racing. The 2018 D Mint Mark Wheat penny currently has a market value of $218,000. Think about that. A coin you could accidentally find in a pile of spare change could potentially cover a mortgage, fund a dream vacation, or secure a future you've always imagined. And yet, only those who truly understand coin collecting, rarity, and the nuances of mint errors can claim this kind of fortune. The question isn't whether these pennies are valuable, they undeniably are. The question is, could you be holding one right now without even realizing it? Many people mistakenly believe that rare coins are always old coins, but the 2018 D Mint Mark Wheat penny shatters that assumption. It's a modern coin, yet it commands staggering value. This is where collectors' excitement turns to obsession. Why? Because modern minting errors are far less common than old ones. Fewer coins, fewer anomalies, higher stakes. And it's precisely this scarcity that transforms an ordinary cent into a multi-$100,000 asset. It's a twist that keeps investors and collectors on their toes, scanning rolls of coins, seeking the hidden treasures others overlook. Imagine the rush, the adrenaline that comes when you pick up a coin, inspect it, and realize it's no ordinary penny. Your heart races. You double-check the mint mark. You scrutinize every line, every wheat detail on the back. And suddenly, it clicks. You've found a piece of history, a coin that could secure wealth beyond your imagination. The excitement is palpable, almost intoxicating, because rare coins aren't just about money. They're about discovery, strategy, and timing. They're about the thrill of knowing you hold something everyone else wants but can't easily find. But here's the twist that most people miss. Value isn't just about rarity. It's also about story. Collectors pay top dollar for coins with provenance, history, and authenticity. The 2018 D Mint Mark Wheat penny is more than copper. It's a narrative. It represents the ingenuity of minting processes, the continuation of a classic American design, and the unexpected anomalies that elevate a coin into a collector's holy grail. Owning this penny isn't just a transaction. It's a claim to a story, a piece of American heritage, and a symbol of foresight and luck. Now, I want to drop a thought that might make you chuckle. If Abraham Lincoln could see this penny today, he might be shaking his head, whispering, "I just wanted to honor the cent, not create millionaires." But here's the truth. Rare coins have always been about more than metal. They're about recognition, opportunity, and the relentless pursuit of value. And if you think the opportunity has passed, think again. Coins like the 2018 D Mint Mark Wheat penny don't vanish. They're out there, waiting for the discerning eye. The only question is whether you're ready to recognize them. Here's where urgency enters the picture. The rare coin market moves fast. Awareness spreads quickly, collectors compete fiercely, and values can skyrocket seemingly overnight. One missed opportunity could be the difference between finding a $218,000 coin and discovering a $20 coin. Fear of missing out is real, and it's precisely what drives collectors to act decisively. But unlike fleeting investments, rare coins offer tangible, physical assets that retain historical and intrinsic value. This is your chance to act before the market recognizes the next wave of modern rarities. And let's talk strategy. How do you identify a 2018 D Mint Mark Wheat penny? First, examine the mint mark carefully. The Denver D is small but distinctive. Then, study the wheat design. Any anomalies, doubled strikes, or unusual textures can elevate the coin's value exponentially. Third, consider the coin's condition. Uncirculated or near-perfect coins fetch the highest premiums. Every detail matters because, in the world of rare coins, perfection isn't just a preference, it's a necessity. Now, don't tune out yet. I know numbers and mint marks can get technical. Let me reset your attention with this. Imagine you find a coin so rare that your neighbors start calling you the lucky one every time they see you. Or better yet, imagine checking a jar of coins and realizing one is worth more than your yearly salary. It's thrilling, almost cinematic, and it's entirely possible. That's the power of the 2018 D Mint Mark Wheat Penny. It turns ordinary moments into extraordinary opportunities. The story doesn't end with discovery. Selling a rare coin like this requires knowledge, patience, and strategy. Auctions, private collectors, and certified coin dealers are all avenues to maximize value. Each pathway carries its own dynamics, and timing is everything. The right sale at the right time can transform this tiny penny into a life-altering windfall. Imagine the satisfaction of not just finding a rare coin, but knowing you leveraged it to secure financial freedom. The emotional rush is unmatched, and it's one reason collectors return again and again, chasing that next extraordinary find. Here's a cliffhanger to keep you on the edge. If you think all valuable coins are hidden in dusty collections or forgotten safes, think again. Modern minting errors like the 2018 D Mint Mark Wheat Penny are still out there, circulating quietly, waiting for the observant eye. Could you be holding a fortune without even knowing it? The potential is real, the stakes are high, and the excitement is palpable. The only thing standing between you and a potentially life-changing discovery is awareness. And action.as we wrap up. Remember this, wealth isn't always about chasing trends or risky ventures. Sometimes, it's as simple as knowing what to look for, spotting the hidden gems in everyday life, and acting decisively. The 2018 D Mint Mark Wheat Penny represents more than money. It's a symbol of opportunity, foresight, and the rewards of paying attention to detail. It's proof that even in modern times, a small coin can carry a value beyond imagination.